and Hank Mardukas.
Good morning to you. Welcome in. This is 93.1 and the Mighty 1190. Our friends over at Zach Jackson Law present our Officer of the Month, and Justin Clarke joins us. He was the Officer of the Month for April. We're just getting him in now in late May. I said, why are you a month late to come do your interview? He said, 'cause I work. How you doing, Justin?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Oh, man, doing fine. So you came to us by way of Anson County.
That's right.
That's home for you.
That's right. That's where I was born and raised.
How long have you been with the police force?
Here in Monroe, coming up on 2 years.
And did you serve in Anson County first?
Well, yes. I started out in Waysburg Police Department. I did 4 years down there before I made the move up here.
I got you. And what made you decide to come this way?
Well, much larger department up here in Monroe. I like the structure of the department, and just as it being a larger department, it's going to be a lot more opportunity to advance in my career.
See, if I was a cop, I'd want to be it's easier to hide in a big department. If something happens, I'm hiding. Sorry, I was in the bathroom. They say that you demonstrate excellent customer service, and that's funny because a lot of people, especially now, and I don't know why the mindset is the way it is, but a lot of people now don't put police officer and customer service together. That's the way we were raised. We weren't raised to, be scared of and hate the cops. I was always raised, if something happens, find a police officer. Go find a police officer. That's the way it used to be. But your law enforcement career is going to be a strange one because it's things are just different. You know what I mean?
That's right. Way different.
Do you still find personally, in what you do for a living, do you still find that most people are respectful of police and don't act like you see on television?
Yeah, overall, I really do. I mean, like you were saying, I guess here recently, it's kind of the mindset's changed a little bit, and you get a lot of the stuff you see on the news and media and about hate for the police and everything. But I think with that also came a big influx of people who just really show support for us.
Mm-hmm.
So about time we were seeing a lot of the negativity towards, police. People started speaking up when we were out on calls and just. But
good stuff never makes TV. They don't. They're not going to put the good stuff on TV. The positive stuff. Says you helped a couple load their groceries at the Walmart. Helped a suicidal person from. See that would be. I'd be totally useless because I'd be like, I don't know what to say to this fella. He was going to jump off a bridge. I said fella. I don't know if it was a man or woman, but it was a person.
It was a young man.
And Now, when that happens, when something like that happens, I would imagine you take some training for that, but you got to have a way with people to do that. I don't care what kind of training you have. There are people that don't need to try to talk somebody off a bridge.
That's true too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did it take long, or was it?
Yeah, it actually took a little while. I mean, it wasn't just me. It was a big group effort for our squad that night. It was really, really late. I can't remember exactly what time it was. I know it was very cold. And like you said, I mean, you can try to train for stuff like that, but until it happens, you don't know how you're going to react.
Was it one of the Highway 74 bridges?
That was actually on North Charlotte Avenue, one of the train trestle overpasses over there. Yeah.
No, that's
So you got train tracks behind them, and then there's a drop in front of them.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
And I guess, well, I know y'all successfully talked him to come down off the bridge, and I guess then if somebody does that, then they need to get some help. They need to go talk to somebody.
That's the main thing. I mean, that's what we were trying to do.
Have you been doing this long enough where you might have pulled somebody over or arrested somebody and had a chance to see them later and see them straightened out? You know what I mean? Have you had that opportunity yet? You see them in Walmart. You still getting in trouble?
Don't I look better?
Exactly. It's pretty good when you see that, though. I mean, you see people turn around, and then they'll remember me and be like, you pulled me over here or there, or whatever the case may be, whatever the story may be.
See, when this conversation starts with, I remember you, that's normally ain't good for me.
Sometimes, do I need to hide real quick?
No, that ain't always That ain't always good, but they say you're a true professional at what you do, and always have a positive attitude. To me, that's got to be the number one most important part of y'all's job is just in dealing with people, whether you're a police officer or anything else. A lot of times, the way you act to people is going to be a direct reflection of how they act to you. You know what I mean?
I couldn't say it better myself.
And
That's exactly right.
That's why nobody likes Henry.
Thank you. So what would you say is the favorite part of your job during the day?
Getting my
The
check.
daily shift. Yeah, not
That's mine. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I'm sorry.
Favorite part? I've been on patrol for my almost 6 years now, and my favorite thing is just you don't get bored. You're not doing the same exact thing every day and every minute, every hour. I mean, you don't know in 1 minute to the next what kind of call you're going to get on. You're not stuck in an office. Whereas, I mean, some people like work office, but you just get to get out there and see different things and meet different people and interact.
You sure do. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes good, sometimes.
Are you married with kids yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Well, see, because we talk to people in here, especially that have daughters. You get somebody in here and is like, "Oh, I got a 7-year-old." I'm like, I feel so sorry for her because because look at what you see. You know, most people have blinders on.
Yes.
And police officers don't. And it's like, you ain't getting you don't get in the van. I don't care who it is. You just don't do it. And I know you can't say who or all that kind of stuff, but I always ask, can you tell us the craziest thing you've seen so far?
He's going to have to.
Craziest?
Have you had one of them moments where, like, if I wasn't a cop, I'd take my phone out and video this? I can tell you that right now.
Definitely have those, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
And probably most of them had to deal with alcohol.
Yeah, those are always very interesting. That and sometimes drug use. You know, people that aren't acting in their right mind. You know, those are usually some of the craziest calls.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And you have to give. I guess there are times too when you got to give people a wide berth. You know, you got to kind of let him swing it out. Just let him get it out of his system.
Mr. Green, please come down off the top of your house and put some clothes on.
You ain't got to worry about me crawling up on no bridge. I can tell you that now. I'm scared of heights. No, that's not happening. What would you like to do? You said you've done patrol the whole time. Are you happy there, or do you have a next natural step, what you'd like to go to?
I really do like patrol, like I said, just because of what all you get to see and do the different things. But eventually I'd like to get into investigations, I believe. Yeah.
So you like to do detective work, maybe? Yeah. Do they spend a lot of office time, or is it?
Yeah, they do. But
he's not convinced. He's not convinced that's what he wants to do. Yeah.
I put myself into it. Yeah, they have a lot of office work, but they get to get out there and do. I just like having to get in the take it case and then work the back side of it instead of just dealing with one case and then moving on to the next. You could actually dig deeper into one specific case. Have you ever
had more than one person in the back of the police car to take to jail?
Well, not really supposed to, but I believe there's been a couple times where we didn't have any other choice.
Yeah.
Two people in the back. So.
You don't have but one pair of handcuffs. You got zip ties?
No, I carry some extra cuffs.
Oh, do you?
Just in case. That means both of us could go.
Yeah, and for big fellas, because sometimes big guys you have to hook two together to get them done.
So if there's
I'm not going to tell you how I know that. I just know that's how I heard it.
So if there's a young person out there right now, boy or girl that would like to be a police officer, they might be in high school, or what would you suggest for them to do to prepare themselves to try to become a police officer?
Well, obviously,
stay off the drugs.
Yeah, that's right. But
let down the weed.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth in the interview.
Yeah,
that's right. Yep. Those are all good points right there, and you start with that. But just if they're interested to come out here to the police department and come out, they have an explorers program.
I was going to say, don't they have a youth program?
Where they can start, and they actually get to know a lot of what we do before they ever even become of age to even start. Think about that stuff. So they really get behind the scenes look and come out here and do some of the training. Not all of the training, but they can do some of the stuff where they go out and practice like.
It's kind of like being in the ROTC in high school if you plan on going to the military.
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah,
but they really get to dive into it and kind of see what it's like before they ever
Did you do that? Did Anson County offer that, or did you just go into it green?
Yeah, I just it was something I always wanted to do. I know that sounds cliche, but when I was younger, I'd talked about it forever, and then I went to college out of high school first and got my degree, and then
Did you go for criminal justice?
criminal justice, yes.
Oh,
And then-
did you?
And then I came back home, and that's why I started in Wadesboro. That was, I was from there, knew everybody there, got that job.
Knew the streets too.
Exactly.
Knew the street
See,
names.
that
That
would-
was a little bit easier to
I
get
would want to
started.
go somewhere where I didn't, because it'd be like my first, Uncle Tim, what's wrong with you, man? You gotta
I
quit.
told you about that.
Yeah, be like it's my cousin, first person ever locked up, my uncle. No, that wouldn't be that wouldn't be good. Do you see yourself doing this to retirement, a whole career out of it?
Yes, sir. I believe him. Well, I'm far enough in it now. I'm pretty much, I'm gonna stick to it. I went to school for it, and I've been doing it for a while. But
How long have you been doing this?
It'll be July. Will be 6 years.
And you started young,
Still
then.
got a ways to go.
Yeah, that's for sure. When you if you work, like you said, you worked 4 years at Wadesboro, and then you came here. For the purposes of retirement, does the time you worked at Wadesboro count, or does it start all over?
Yes, state will recognize that. Being in local government, if I
Gotcha.
went any other local government,
Okay.
they'll.
So the 4 years weren't for nothing; they still count
No.
too. Okay, well that's good. Do you have which zone do you work?
Well, we have zones, but honestly, our squad we mix it up a little bit, and it's actually pretty good. But predominantly, I work on the west side of town, and Zone 2 would be probably the one I work most frequently. But our sergeants, I guess to keep us on our toes and keep us fresh with the different sides of the city.
Move you around.
They move us around a little bit, yeah.
I
It
got
also
you.
helps with boredom.
Yeah,
too, a little
exactly.
bit,
Yeah, if you're looking at the same streets. And
Is it true that people are crazier when the moon's full?
Somebody just asked me that the other day, and I have come to realize that is very true. Why, I do not know, but
They can see better.
That
Get
might be
more
it,
meanness. I can see to break the windows out. Is it true that women are meaner than men?
I don't know if I should comment
No,
on that.
you trying to get in trouble, dog.
I'll tell you. Oh Lord, you try to get everything you can, out
He
of.
ain't answering that.
Yeah, he is. He's pretty
I
smart.
don't know who's listening out there,
No, I understand. Who hired you? Were you here with Chief Duncan or Gilliard?
Chief Gilliard was actually the one in charge when he made the choice to hire me on here.
I got you. Well, that's good for good for you. And give one of the things that, and I've asked other officers this. I like getting a chance to ask you because you're from a different generation of people than a lot of the other ones that I've asked. But a lot of people in the last 5-6 years have applied for and gotten concealed carry permits that didn't have them before. I mean, the gun ownership is just through the roof. And in Union County, I talked to Sheriff Cathy, and there was a backlog sometimes 3-4 months of people. So for people that have them, and they have every right to do that, tell what you as a police officer, what should people do? What's the proper thing for somebody to do if they've got a handgun in the car and you pull them over? Do they need to lay it in the seat? Do they need to say, officer, I have one? If it's not about that, do they even need to tell you? What's the proper thing?
I mean, if it's sitting somewhere open and you can put it in a place that's easily visible, yes. I mean, obviously most people probably don't want to be handling a gun if an officer's approaching.
No.
So if it's tucked away, hidden, just leave it. Like I try to tell people, most people, I guess they might go through it in concealed training, but just keep your hands on the wheel and just tell us you got it. I mean,
It's always a good idea, though, to tell the officer, hey, I have a concealed carry
Yeah.
permit and I've got a gun in the dash or
Exactly,
whatever.
just in case. I mean, they might keep their wallet in the center console where the gun is.
Yeah.
You don't want to open up and then officers see
Yeah.
a gun there because they're not going to know that
I
you're
wonder,
really just grabbing your wallet.
I wonder sometimes how many things that end really bad start just because it wasn't done right. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like a lot of stuff could be avoided if you just do it right. If you just,
exactly
you
right,
know,
yeah.
I got pulled over I always tell this story. I got pulled over one time by a state trooper. I'm from Hazeland, so it was a South Carolina Highway Patrol. It was about 3:00 in the morning. We had an auction, and I went to town after the auction was over and was coming back home. Didn't know it. I didn't have any tail lights. So he hits the blue light on me, and I wasn't even thinking. I pulled into Green Lawn Cemetery on Highway 6. So they ain't a light anywhere.
Yeah.
Pull all the way back to the back of the graveyard, turn around like that, And as soon as I stop, he hits that light. He gets out of the car. He come up. I said, "What you got a gun for?" He said, "What you put in a graveyard for?" And it turned out he just saw I didn't have any tail lights, and he actually put me in the car. He let me get in his car. He drove me back to the store. He actually got his flashlight. We figured out it was a fuse. He took me to the store, let me get a pack of fuses, came back, held the light while I changed the fuse, made sure everything was working. But I thought about it after and thought, I know why he pulled it. I pulled in the back of a graveyard with no lights.
Dark back there.
And I don't think enough people hear these stories.
Yeah.
About an officer
Yeah.
changing a tire.
Oh, yeah.
Or
he couldn't have been more helpful. He was nice as he could be. He said, what are you doing out this time of night? And and I'm not ever going to say, none of your business. I said, I'm going to the store. We work.
Like my boys are 9, and I've already started teaching them what my mom taught me. If you ever have a problem,
run.
No. You see a police officer, you talk to a police officer. You see a fireman, talk to a fireman. Mm-hmm. They're there to help you. And I said, listen, boys, I am almost 48 years old, and if a 20-year-old police officer pulls me over, he is still sir. Mm-hmm. I'm still gonna. I think a lot of these situations wouldn't be as bad as they are if people would just respect each other. Because every officer I've ever dealt with has been respectful for me. Mm-hmm. I had a neighbor that was dealing with not a neighbor. It was dealing with a domestic type situation, and the officer showed up, and let me tell you, it was tough. The things that were being yelled back and forth, and how these guys stayed professional.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing how professional they were, and the people were still
jawing each other.
And the leeway and the professionalism, I'm like, listen, just treat them the way you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it usually works out better.
If you are treating an officer with respect and saying sir and yes sir, even if you've done something awful, you're probably not gonna be tased or anything like that. Things are gonna,
Right, yeah.
Have you ever had to tase anybody?
I've only tased one person in my career.
Really?
Holy guacamole.
Man, you got to catch up. That's what
I have always wanted to see Shane standing with his arms over his head like this, and me standing on one side and Archie on the other.
No, you don't.
So
either.
I can catch him as he's riding the lightning, brother.
You better put
listen.
You better put me on a diaper first.
That taser is no joke, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I've experienced it.
No, when you read these stories about somebody getting tased and then getting back up, I'm thinking bath salts. They on something. You know what I mean? Something hardcore. Have you is the heroin problem as bad here as it is in a lot of places, or have we been able to steer clear of it in part?
Well, that's a good point. Coming from Waysburg, we really didn't have a whole lot of heroin activity there. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until I got here in Monroe that I really realized, that heroin was a problem, because
that's a horrible drug.
It really is.
I mean, that's just
so it's definitely out there, and I can't compare it to Monroe to other cities.
I know.
A problem because I really don't know, but you have seen
it. Yeah.
And I really didn't see a whole lot of it until I came to Monroe.
Well, folks, listen, we got you a really nice plaque somewhere. I don't know where it is. Stacy probably got it out there, I guess.
Hold on, I'll go get it. And he said that he could arrange a tasing. I'm telling you, we do it for charity.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a great idea.
I'm being serious.
Yeah, I'm not.
Listen, I have been tased. I have seen a 6'5" Marine who could probably beat up the Undertaker in wrestling, drop and lay on the ground and holler for mama.
Yeah. Well, I got a cousin who's.
But it doesn't hurt that bad, does it? Shane,
no.
It won't
be that bad at all.
Only 5 seconds.
I got a cousin who works up in Billerica, Massachusetts, as a police officer, and he's a big old guy, and same thing. He sent me the video. He had to get tased again this year, and he sent me the video, and he's like, it hurts every time. Don't matter how many times.
If you talk to officers that have been hit by, they'll tell you if they have to do it again, they'll just turn this thing in and tell them they can keep it.
Yes.
Let's see. Make sure they spelled your name right. Yep.
I got an E on the end of my card.
Yep.
Oh,
make sure they spell our name right. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, man, Officer of the Month, so you can put that. I tell people prominently display that maybe behind the toilet or something. It's real
awesome. I appreciate
somewhere
it,
where you see it a lot. But we appreciate you coming in and appreciate your service, and I hope you stick with it. And if y'all happen to run into Officer Clarke out there, be
Say
nice,
hi.
and he'll be nice to you if you'll be nice to him.
That's right.
And hopefully you won't get tased.
Thank y'all for having me.
No, you're welcome, man. We'll take a break. We'll
Man,
be back.
I want to see Shane Tate.
No, you don't.
Bad.
More coming up after this.